got into the running game this week, and what motivated you to keep going to it?
We had a lot of success. You know, the offensive line did an outstanding job throughout the course of the game, and you know, Josh really kind of found a rhythm and did an excellent job of you know, reading his keys and even making people miss and getting more out of what might have been there. He had, you know, a really fine day.
What made you guys think that he was ready for a bigger role?
You know, he's just been kind of coming on and making really good progress each and every week, and I think earning everybody's trust with the way he's handled everything that he's been asked to do. And we've gotten a lot of production out of him when he's been in there. He's done a good job.
He's a little tall. He's obviously a different build than, I guess, an average running back. A little taller and narrower. What does he have to do technique-wise to kind of succeed with that build?
I think I've been asked this question before. I mean, he just plays running back. I don't think there's anything that he has to change or do differently than any other running back.
What's about his cutback ability? It seemed like he got a lot of mileage from that in this game.
Yeah, I mean, it's just he's got good vision and anticipation, and can kind of feel things. I think instinctive runner, and was able to bounce out of the hole and get out to the edge and create even more.
Carson only had one pass thrown beyond 20 yards, which is well below his average for the season. Was that just the way the defense was playing, and he was taking what they were giving him?
Yeah, I think he had over 10 completions past 10 yards. So you know, we were still getting the ball you know, down the field. We missed one early in the game where we had an opportunity to maybe have a bigger play, but it wasn't necessarily anything by design. It just was, you know, the way that the game went.
How's Josh's progress as a receiver, and what does he need to do to kind of be in every down?
We think he's got good hands, and you know, like I said, we keep giving him a little bit more each week, and he's been able to handle it so far. He's done a really good job.
Hey, Mike, we always talk about the running game in general, getting that going. Is the more important part of it just the balance, though? On that last drive, I think you ran it 6 times, but you converted with the pass, and so that allowed the clock to dwindle.
Well, we've talked about all season long our ability to be balanced is important, and the offensive line just did a really good job. We had a really good game plan that was in place, and then Josh, like we talked about, and Corey and Wendell, you know, the 3 of those guys combined, they all did a really good job when they had the opportunity and the ball in their hand, and you know, we were able to possess the ball and keep their offense off the field.
The screen you had to Corey later in the game, how much was that set up by kind of those split zone runs earlier, and how much do you kind of work on sequencing to set something like that up throughout the course of the game?
Yeah, I mean, we try to package plays and put them together, and you know, that's part of a little package of plays, and Corey did a good job. He's set up right in the right spot, and the timing of the screen, everything worked really well. We were able to get out there and you know, distort the coverage, if you will, and both the guys got out there, both the offensive linemen were able to get out there and get the play started.
Were you guys any closer to figuring out the slow starts?
Well, I think we saw a lot of positives, I think, at the beginning of the game. A couple of penalties kept us from getting the production that we want, but you know, there's still things that we want to get better at. But we did see some positives there at the beginning of the game.
Doug mentioned that having Goddard has allowed you guys to maybe move Zach around a little more into more of a receiver role, his strengths. How has that manifested itself this season, where he's on pace to set some records?
Yeah, Zach's having an outstanding season, not only as a receiver, but in everything that we're asking him to do, and being a complete player at the tight end position. And you know, Dallas is another one of these young players that continues to progress and is doing a really good job.
Was it having Richard Rodgers back? You got him on the field for a little bit. Looked like he did a good job blocking in that one drive with 13 personnel.
Yeah, it's good to have Richard back. Missed quite a bit of time. He was, you know, really on the come there in training camp when he got injured at New England, and so it's just good to have him back. He's a solid player, very dependable. He's got good hands, and so he's another good addition to the tight end group.
Was there a reason you seem to really streamline the running back rotation? 22 carries for Josh, 5 for Corey, none for Wendell. What was the thinking there? You wanted to get one guy in a groove, or?
Well, I think he just kind of found a groove and stayed with the hot hand. You know, he was doing a really nice job, so we just stayed with it.
After the game and yesterday, Doug kept mentioning Carson's responsibilities with the running game. What does he do that helps the running game?
Well, there's certain things that we're looking for a certain front or coverage and getting ourselves into the right play. And he takes a lot of pride in that and making sure that we're trying to avoid bad plays and putting ourselves in the best position to have a good play.
What is it that stands out about the Redskins defense coming up? What do they do well?
Their front seven is outstanding. As good a front three or four. The D line that they have is excellent. They're strong at the point of attack. They got excellent lateral quickness. They can get on the edge and push the pocket in the middle. Both those guys on the perimeter, Kerrigan and Smith, they can collapse the pocket outside, and then they have an elaborate blitz package. And they've been in this defense for a number of years now. These guys play well together.
At the same time, it seems like the offensive line is getting a little healthier. Do you see the arrow pointing up for those guys?
Well, we've always had a lot of confidence in our offensive line, and it's nice to see them, in some instances starting to feel a little bit healthier. Certainly at this point in the season, that's a positive, and we'll continue to ride that wave.
You mentioned Washington's blitz ability. Have blitzes and some of the games defensive lines have been playing been a bigger problem this year than last year?
I don't know that it's been a problem. We've been as diligent as ever in terms of our preparation, and these guys do a good job with their blitz package. So it's another point of emphasis here this week.
Mike, this is your first year being an NFL offensive coordinator, and you're replacing somebody who won a Super Bowl. What's it been like for you to step in a role, especially when things aren't going exactly the way you would have liked?
What's it like to step into the role?
Yeah, I mean, and then be under public scrutiny, and at the same time maybe be blamed for something.
Yeah, well, the most important thing is what we're trying to do together, and that's win games. And so that's what we're focused on here. And our team did a great job last week coming out to play, and played well and created another opportunity for ourselves this week against a division opponent on Monday night. So we're excited about that.
Before that 4th and 1, I think the Giants had called timeout. What's your kind of involvement there? What's the discussion on the sideline before such a critical play in the game?
Well, during the course of the game, there's opportunities for collaboration, so there was probably a brief conversation, but I think everybody felt strongly about the call that Coach made, and we're excited about it.
Going into the game, do you have in preparing for that situation, is there a group of plays that we may choose from this, or is it just like the situation comes up and you kind of base it on what you've seen throughout the course of the game?
It's probably both. I mean, we certainly plan for those situations. We have plays designated for those situations, but over the course of the game, you may see something, and you may alter that decision based on what you've seen, or what you've seen is working really well, and you go with that. So there's gut feel and instincts involved, but also a lot of planning before the moment.
Would it have been the same play before they called timeout?
Would it have been the same play?
If they hadn't called timeout, is that what you were prepared to run?
Well, I mean, Coach, I don't know where Coach's finger was on the sheet, but that was the first call that he made. What's that?
You hadn't called the play yet before they called timeout?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
Mike, you mentioned the Redskins front seven, their secondary, Swearinger's having a big year.
Yeah.
They brought in Clement, Dix. What have you seen from the back end?
Yeah, but they've got really good players at all levels. They really do. I think Mason is second leading tackle in the NFL, and you mentioned Swearinger, who's running all over the field and is a very disruptive player down in the box and is making plays on the ball. Of course, Clinton Dix, I've known him for a long time, going back to Alabama. So he's a solid addition to their secondary, and they got very good corners. So they're a formidable defense, and we're excited about the challenge. We know who they are as division opponent, and our guys will be ready.
Mike, since I think the last couple of weeks, Nelson, Alshon, and Jordan Matthews' targets have been down, do you go into a game consciously, hey, let's try to involve these guys, or is it more just kind of organically let things go and see how it plays out?
In the passing game, you try. We're absolutely. We know we got guys that we want to get involved in the game, and the more they're involved, and the better our chances are to win. And so you plan for those things. But in the passing game, coverage dictates. Sometimes rush dictates where the ball goes. And even though you have certain plays that are set up for a primary guy, it ends up down the line, and just things that are beyond your control. And it's different than in the running game, where you can say, okay, we're going to hand the ball to this guy, and he's going to get a certain number of carries. you can plan as much as you want, but sometimes it doesn't always go according to plan. We've got some good players on the offense that are out there at any given time in that huddle, and we're trying to get them all involved. There's only one ball, and but we are trying to be balanced in our attack.
Have you seen defenses adjust or change the way they're playing Alshon? He had that real quick start to the season when he came back, and as Ruben said, the production's kind of gone down a bit since then.
No, I haven't seen any major adjustment to it. No. I mean, I think they, depending on who we're playing, and the way that they like to play, and I haven't seen anything differently than what we saw last year.
Ertz's red zone success is I mean, when you guys throw down there to him, he usually catches it. What makes him so effective inside that 20?
Yeah, I mean, he made a great play for us the other day. Was able to step back in front and cut the defender off, and then break a couple tackles and get in the end zone. Is a really, really good play by him. And obviously, we got a lot of trust in him. Carson's got a lot of trust in his ability, and he's got strong hands. So we all know that, and he's having an outstanding year. So he's just another one of these guys that we're always trying to involve.
You mentioned riding the wave of the O-line a little bit. Now that they're getting healthier, can you look back at that and think that that was part of the reason why things haven't been kind of working the right way?
I mean, I wouldn't make an excuse for anything. I mean, we're going to go out there and play with the guys that are in the huddle, and we got to go out there and perform and get the job done.
On his
Tough
question.
game in New Orleans. Carson, he comes back, plays well. Fourth quarter drive to put the winning points on the board. What does that do for a quarterback in his third year, kind of moving forward?
Well, I'm sure it gives him a lot of confidence. To be able to bring the team back like he did the other day, and really as an entire offense, it gives everybody a lot of confidence to go and finish the game and beat the Giants and division win at home and create another opportunity for ourselves this week.
What goes into Ertz's ability to get open in the red zone? I mean, everything's so condensed and tight, but he seems to find space.
Well, he's a big guy, and he's got excellent play strength and really good catch radius and strong hands, so he can catch it away from his body. And even in those tight spaces like you talk about, he's able to create a little bit more space for himself by using his body and his length, and then he's got absolutely fantastic hands. So Carson's got a lot of confidence in that, and then puts it in the right spot for him to be able to make a play.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep. All right, guys.